Qualified Nonsense has now released 136 episodes, averaging about an hour each, meaning that of the more than 19 million minutes of RSS.com hosted podcast material available, you chose to spend your precious 8,160 minutes with us. And God damn it, thank you. Not only to the folks listening, but also to our patrons and guests who help us keep the lights on. And speaking of those patrons and guests, I'm excited to announce that y'all will be getting the first taste of our merchandise endeavors in just a couple of weeks. And anyone who wants to get in on the merch hors d'oeuvres, jump over to patreon.com/qualifiednonsense and get in here. Okay, enough self-promotion. Where were we? Ah, yes. My name's Jake.
I'm Brandon.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Qualified Nonsense.
They call him Six Take Jake for nothing.
I'm going to edit it out so that people are going to be like, oh man, how bad could it have been?
No.
But it was bad. Let's just imagine a situation. Ask any of the guests that we've had previously. They'll give you an honest answer. It's usually pretty bad. You'd wonder why I didn't make it as an actor, but gentlemen, how are you? Welcome back to our great show.
Yeah, doing good. Excited for the merch.
Yeah. So we've got some koozies with our logo on it coming out. And
we got stickies. I just need to send some to you so you can.
You got stickies too?
I plastered these all over New Orleans.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
It's got put our QR codes on them. So we got stickers.
Yo,
we got
what?
merch.
That's crazy. That's awesome. I didn't know you did that.
These are much better.
We've gotten any like bounce in that region, like any.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's a good point. We should check it out. Maybe not right now, but maybe after the episode. Maybe on the break. That's what we'll do on the break.
I'm assuming a whole bunch of people who were like completely plastered in the dingy bathrooms of dive bars in New Orleans are like, oh, I should check that out. I'm going to scan this right here.
Okay, so that's an interesting question. Have you guys ever done that? Have you ever been in the bathroom being like, oh man, I'm taking a crazy shit right now, and hey, what's that? I'm going to scan that with my QR, with my camera. I sound like an old person.
I mean, if there's like a poster for something that interests me, I might like take a picture of it and be like, oh, we should go do that later or whatever. But
yeah,
I never like scanned a random
signed up.
QR code.
Yeah.
I never whip out my phone and open my camera at the trough bathroom next one standing next to it.
Oh, trough
urinals
are the best. Did they? I remember in Mexico they had troughs with ice in them. They'd put like big blocks of ice to like sort of like melt it, like it would melt and wash it down. But then you'd always have like your and other people's piss like spraying back when it would get into like a melted part of the ice cube. Fucking terrible. Like when you look at it from afar, you're like, that's a good idea. And you get up close, you're like, this is fucking dreadful.
Yeah, you have a stream that's like hitting a diamond with a bunch of shards all over it, and it's just splashing everywhere. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of troughs, in New Orleans, we were walking back to the house that we were staying at. I was like, I really have to pee. So I popped into this bar, and it felt like one of those guys from a what is it, Hot Fuzz kind of movie when he's like, and they're just completely pissed. But there's a guy standing in the middle of the smallest trough urinal that I've ever seen. I was like, hey. He's like, let me move over for you. And he was talking to me while I'm there, and he looks over at me like dead-faced and says, you always give a piss. You don't take a piss. Remember that. I was like, what? It's like, he's like, you give it a piss. You don't take it. I was like, I gotta go.
I have to leave. I have to find an adult.
I was like, how long has he been waiting to say that?
But now it's like you guys ever watch that? I didn't, but did you ever watch that horror movie, The Smile, where you'd have to like smile to someone? Or no. Is it the smile? It doesn't matter. But like now it's imparted on you. Now it's a curse. You have to give it to someone else. When you're at a urinal, be like, oh, you never take a piss. You always give.
Yeah, it's just one of
Get
those
to ruin
old
someone
men
else's
things.
piss.
Like, you know, you just like, oh, you don't buy beer, you rent it, huh? Like that, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just like the craziest, and it was like, mind you, we weren't out drinking. I think we went for breakfast or something, and we were going back.
Oh.
Like but this guy was like completely trashed at like 10:30 a.m.
Accurate. Are you just talking about Brandon? he's right there.
No, we were pretty well behaved on that trip.
Yeah, after my fall, I behaved myself.
You dialed back the hand grenades,
Yeah, the monsoons.
the monsoons. Yeah.
Oh, I did look it up. So Port of Call's monsoon is its famous high-proof rum-based tropical drink. Typically features a blend of light and dark rums, passion fruit juice, pineapple juice, citrus mix, grenadine, and often garnished with orange slices. But it also has 151 in it, so that'll do you.
Oh. Wow. That's
It's also
aggressive.
flammable.
Yeah.
I thought, didn't Bacardi stop making 151?
Yeah, they did, but somebody else picked it up, from what I understand.
Because like people were lighting themselves on fire or something, and it was just a liability for them.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Speaking of, when we got back into Portland from New Orleans, I went out with my family to Huber's in downtown Portland. And
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been there?
I don't think so.
You got an Irish coffee?
The
Aren't they-
Spanish
aren't-
coffee.
Spanish coffee.
Yeah, and they make them like they like put a
Light 'em up.
do a show out of it, and like like they pour it from really high up and like
Oh,
hold
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah,
glass
nice.
while it's like flaming and all that stuff. And yeah, it was really impressive. Like there was one
Nice.
guy at a table next to us that he was doing 3 at the same time, and like
Wow.
I don't know, it made me think like these guys are holding this like flaming glasses, and like the glass has to get hot, and they're pouring coffee into it. And like, what if while it's on fire they drop it and just flames spread everywhere?
I've seen
Those
on
servers are no longer there.
yeah, I've seen
They're
on
in the burn
YouTube.
center.
There's a Japanese bar that does. They light the bar on fire, but it's like this
the
super
guy's like-
shish. Yeah, the guy that
Yeah.
throws it across the bar. He also does like dry ice stuff. So he does a whole spectacle, and he has like a I forget what you call it, but like a short looking. It
like a
kind
little
of looks
saber.
like it looks like a katana, but it's like short. And he like pulls it out and he like displays it, and then he like chops the ice down to fit like in a diamond shape in glasses. It's just like very performative, but it looks pretty fucking
The
badass.
comments on those videos are always fun to read through. It's like,
Oh, I
no,
haven't-
just a regular cube of ice will do.
Just a rub and coat.
Like he has a
things.
bunch of drinks that he'll like spray glitter across, and
Yeah.
like people will stitch the videos of like them getting sprayed. Like,
That's awesome. I do appreciate those kinds of stitch videos.
but,
Yeah. Like, how much are they charging for those cocktails?
Oh my gosh, it's because it's like I mean, it's theater, right? I'm sure you're getting charged a bunch, but it's for the experience, and it's for the being able to film it and be like, oh, I was there when that happened, sort of thing. So it's definitely like
$30 to have a
Yeah.
speckled bowel movement.
Yeah.
well, this is
that's a
significantly shorter
natural
than
lull in the conversation. Should we?
yeah, let's get into some questions. Oh, we have to look up. I gave us a task. What did we have to look up? This is really good audio content. During the break, we were supposed to look up a restaurant, maybe. Type of
whether
alcohol.
our numbers increased in New Orleans.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what it was. It was all self-serving. Please forgive me. Let's take a break and then let's come back and
We'll
do
let
something
you know
more interesting.
the disappointing number update.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll be right back. And welcome back, and Chow Dong Chi to our listeners in Vietnam.
Well done. That was very well
That was
done.
quick.
That was so quick. No, but seriously, we did some analytical inspection of our most recent episode, or our most recent activity in our RSS.com feed, and we've got a lot of downloads in Vietnam. So thank you to all the Vietnamese folks and the people who are in Vietnam. We appreciate you listening.
For our next vacation, next qualified nonsense vacation. We have to.
It turns out that our next.
Make sure your passports are up to date, boys.
Yeah, no shit. We've got Brandon. You still haven't been international yet, have you?
Correct.
Vietnam.
Ever?
Here we come.
Period.
Yeah.
Oh, we should go to an all-inclusive.
Oh, wait. Did you guys see? Wasn't it in Vietnam? White Lotus wasn't the most recent White Lotus?
No, that was in Thailand. Wasn't it? That was
Thailand. Okay.
Yeah. Don't be racist, Jake.
Well, forgive me. Yeah, you're right. That was fucked up. I'm sorry. But regardless, that would be a great destination. Says I.
Sure. But as always, feel free to drop us a line at qualifiednonsense@gmail.com or connect with us on our socials or find us over on our Discord server. If you or someone you know would make a great guest on a future episode of Qualified Nonsense, please let us know. Now's the time on the show where we take on Reddit's most pressing queries by finding the top trending questions and answering them here. Our first one comes to us from the subreddit AskMenOver30, username Music and Sex.
How do you get that username? That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, number one.
This isn't really a question as much as it is just sort of a statement. But they say, feeling down and out, go to a fucking bar and have a drink like we did back in the old days. People are quick to complain that they're depressed and whatnot, and honestly, I'm living through some shit right now, and last night and tonight I decided to go to a random bar and just have a couple beers, and immediately it made me feel better. Not the beers, but seeing people, talking to the waitress, etc.
I 100% agree, my man. Or person. I 100% agree. We were talking about that on our trip. I was asking everybody, like, if you had a bar, what would your like ideal bar be? Like, if you could own it and operate it and whatever,
design it, and...
which I think is like kind of a iteration of like, where would you like to go? Where's Cheers? Or I would say go to a dive bar. Go to a well-known dive bar. Don't go to like, if this person's suggesting go to like the bar at Buffalo Wild Wings, I think that's probably not the best experience. Go to like a bar.
But then I also think it kind of depends. Like, sometimes you can go to a bar and like the vibes are just off, and like it is really depressing and might make your mood worse. Yeah,
I would say do some research, but go to a bar. Like, don't go to the one where you're like, I don't know, this guy got stabbed here.
Yeah. So I think something that I did not get exposure to, and even in college, like, going to bars was not like a particularly enjoyable experience because they were loud and crowded, and I didn't really have like a pub, like a public house in the English sense. And we had Mike and Moy on the podcast, a few weeks ago. And that was something that was really interesting to me. Talking to Mike about growing up in England and having the experience of a public house, of where you would go not only to drink beer, which you would do, but you would also like potentially get food there. You would just like bring cards and hang out. Like, it was a place of community as opposed to just a place to get hammered. And
a true public house.
Right. And I just sort of envy that idea of a bar. I've never had that experience. And granted, like like what you said, Matt, like do your research. Like I've only gone to the only reason why I've ever been to any bar really is because like people that I know are going, and it's usually to have drinks and be rowdy as opposed to just like have drinks and like relax or chill or like go after work to just like unwind, as opposed to it being like a sort of a party setting. So I envy that sort of more chill approach to it.
I guess the more I think about my answer is like just be careful about where you go, because you're gonna evoke the feelings that you either want or don't want. So I suggested a dive bar. You're gonna potentially go and see people that are going through quote unquote more shit than you. So it's either gonna make you feel better or worse. Right? Don't go to Buffalo Wild Wings or Old Chicago, because it's literally just going to be people there that either got off of work and want to watch the game or something and probably don't want to talk. So it's like, where's that fine line? Like where you're going to find a good community of people like, hey man, what's up?
But yeah, like what bars with like a friendly bartender who is chatty and not like what do you want? And then, they just silently
Leave
hand
you
a
alone.
drink or whatever, and like go to the corner of the bar and like sit on their phone or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
Those places aren't good to go to.
When you go to the men's club outings, is that typically in a bar-like setting, or does it range?
It's at Oakshire Brewery, which they allow kids in, so it's like a typical brewery setting. So it's not, it's kind of like a semi-industrial large space. And yeah, I mean the bartenders there are nice and will like chat you up and be like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. But like it's not really like that kind of a place where you sit at the bar and chat up the staff or whatever. But
on the last episode, I talked about the bartender at the Aaron Rose in New Orleans, and I think that's a perfect example of like where you'd want to go, where they would be like, "Hey, you look like what's going on? You sad? You want to do a shot?" And then just kind of like intermittently come talk to you, or find a place that seems like everybody's having a good time, not just like two people in the corner.
Right.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard to dial it in. I think, and it's also kind of what you make it also.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go out of your way to create some conversation. Don't expect people to come up to you and be like, "Hey, man, you look sad. You want to talk about it?"
Which,
Well, so
I mean, there are those times where, like, you will get like annoying drunk people like coming up to you and trying to like engage you in conversation, and maybe you're not in the mood. But
yeah, like, you think your life's bad? I got my kids taken away when I was 23, and I haven't seen them since. Like, that's not what I'm looking for, bud.
My I mean,
I've been here all day. And
that's the thing that you're really good at, Matt. And Brandon, have you gotten better at it over the time of like just like randomly approaching people? But like I haven't found a way to do it. I don't just chat people up.
I mean, if I'm sitting somewhere by myself, yeah, I might just ask somebody something, but I won't like approach somebody and be like, "Hey, you look interesting. Tell me about you." Like I'm not.
I do think you have gotten a lot better at that, Brandon. Like,
but like
you mentioned that actually a few episodes ago of being of like being more comfortable, just like oh, I see you've got a such and such, and then like strike up a conversation in that way, like recognizing like a bag or something like that.
It is much easier to like involve yourself in a conversation that's happening if you're sitting next to somebody at the bar versus like if you're at a table by yourself
across the way.
And but if you're, I feel like the bar is kind of like at the bar, sitting on a bar stool is kind of like the communal space. So if somebody's like, "Oh, did you guys watch blah blah blah?" And you can be like, "Oh yeah, I saw that." You know, you can kind
Right.
of
Yeah,
chime
that
in.
play was awesome. Just don't go there and be that guy who like takes a fucking phone call at the bar. Those people deserve to get their ass kicked.
Yeah.
What are
Yeah.
what are some of the top answers?
The top answer here is, mate, I've worked behind a bar for 15 years. I love a fucking bar. I go to hang out and have a couple pints. If you find the right bar with the right set of regulars, it's a beautiful thing. You can drink in moderation and expect real people, not the online personas that we project.
Yeah.
This other one says, I agree, doing that got me through some hard times, but I had to give up drinking. Alcohol just has more negatives than positives for me now. I would still go out if I could, but the alcohol got the best of me. Have fun while you're at it. I still miss it.
Also a good point.
And then the music and sex replied saying, oh, trust me, I pay for it the next day and I don't have like 10 beers, just 2 or 3. Usually alcohol makes me more depressive, but it's going out and seeing people that feels good. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Like, I do think it can become kind of a slippery slope if it's like,
Right. If it's too habitual. Yeah.
but it's like there aren't really a lot of places you can go that aren't bars where you can just go have a conversation with a stranger, you know, like.
Yeah.
I feel like coffee shops don't really have that kind of vibe, or like
Oh,
when
to
people
like
go to
chit
coffee
chat. Yeah.
shops, they're kind of by themselves, or
I know a place you can go and talk to somebody named Cinnamon and you don't have to drink.
Pretty sure you have to buy cinnamon a drink.
She'll talk to you until you're happy again.
yeah, I silence my damn phone.
Jeez, popular guy over here.
No, it's our Ring camera. My wife's doing something. Anyway,
She's trying to get in the house again.
Going to the bar to talk to somebody since her husband's on this podcast all the time.
I told you to stay out while I'm recording. There's
A lot.
ringing the doorbell. Let me in.
I mean, you could always go to, like, okay, so, you know, I know it's not anything we subscribe to, but I mean, there's always church if, you know, you're feeling down and out and you don't want to drink, and if you maybe need, you know.
Although if you're Catholic, you can still get in a little drink there.
That's true. Hey,
Bing.
convert.
Yeah, I mean I will say that's certainly an alternative. There's, I mean, if maybe you're in recovery, there's AA meetings and stuff, but there aren't really like a lot of like you know, I guess you could go to like the senior center or whatever and go hang out with seniors and put together a puzzle with them or something.
I mean,
but
I think, yeah, I mean, I think you're onto something though. You could always volunteer to do something good, and you will like have forced conversation.
yeah, I don't know. I think this person was just like, you know, if you're not having a good time or whatever, just then you need a temporary pick me up. You can go to.
You know, I do think it does speak to a larger issue of, I don't know what you call it, like isolationism, a sense of isolation that this generation and the other generations of like adjacent generations to us have with the influx of technology, and like everybody's buried in their phones all the times and social media and all this stuff, and it's really easy to not it's basically it's really easy not to interact with people. And I think we're humans. I mean, we got to interact with each other. And I've talked about it a lot on this podcast, but like I'm bad at it. I've gotten really bad at it. And it's something that is apparent in my life that I need to make an effort to change. And I hazard to think that it's attempting to oversimplify people's mental health. Like I don't want it to make it seem like, oh, people don't need to go to therapy. People don't need to take antidepressants. They just need to go out to a bar or like live a little, go out and touch grass. That sort of mentality I don't think is super helpful, but I do think that there is a level of self-help or I'm not going to use medication, but like self-medicating of just like social interactions that can improve people's general well-being.
Yeah, I think even if it's having like a superficial conversation with somebody, it's still, you're connecting with someone on a certain level, and I think that does something for your well-being.
Right. Surely that sparks endorphins in some capacity just to have that vigor of being alive.
Mm-hmm.
I know personally, it's like even just having I've walked away from conversations with strangers feeling like either optimistic or glad that I had the conversation, or that I learned something new about somebody, or you can experience something lower or higher than what I was experiencing. So, but you have to like be purposeful about it and force yourself to do it.
Yeah.
Like you have to advocate for yourself.
Yeah, like going to a bar isn't like a cure-all, because there you can like get trapped in conversations where like the person is just unloading on you or whatever, or I don't know. There are some bars you go to where it's like a regulars only type place, and those are always uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And, where maybe you do sit at the bar and everybody like kind of gives you the stink eye, and it's like, oh, that's Dave's seat, and like, what are you doing? And that kind of thing.
Yeah, those are always off-putting.
Yeah.
In Germany, they have big signs like you buy spots, and so like you buy tables. So like an organization, not an organization, but like a group of people would like go in together for a particular like booth, and they have like signage over. So like in these beer gardens, they have signage, and it's like you can sit there if no one's there, but as soon as like anybody from the party shows up, everybody's got to get out of their seats because it's known that it's theirs. And I thought that was pretty cool. But again, that's there's more of like an institution there of people like being community, and like it's a communal meeting place.
I struggle with that because like Prost in Portland has that, and if Dave walks in, you have to get off of his stool, and it's like, fuck that, I was here first. It's like I appreciate the fact that like, cool, good for Dave. Like I'm glad he's a regular and he probably spends a lot of money here, but like you're gonna ostracize other potential new business because of one guy. Like I don't. I struggle with that one.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair too.
Stupid Germany.
Yeah, they have a problem with beer halls anyway. Their history.
All right, what's next? We got another question?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fun one. Okay. This comes from the subreddit No Stupid Questions, username ThrowRA Jedi101. They ask, is it weird that I find my third cousin, who I haven't met in years, sort of attractive?
Wait. What was the last bit?
You should pursue these feelings.
Is it weird that I find my third cousin, who I haven't met in years, sort of attractive?
Do it. Do it.
There are so many fish in the sea. Fucking figure it out somewhere else.
What's a third cousin? Like what? Because like your second cousin.
Oh yeah.
That would be once
it-
removed, wouldn't it? Is a third cousin once?
A second cousin would be
Would that be your parents' cousin or
no your oh yeah, maybe you're right, parents' cousin or your
Oh, a third cousin is someone who shares a set of great great grandparents with you. Oh, dude, go for
get
it.
in there.
God. Yeah. Okay. So this says third cousins are part of your extended family and typically share a small amount of DNA. Get up ins, my man.
so a second cousin is someone who shares the same great grandparents as you, but not the same grandparents. So yeah, then third would be great.
Fair game.
The
Also, you got a picture? We can tell you if we can tell you if they're objectively attractive, and if it'd be like, I don't know, that's kind of like muddy the water here.
Do you guys have you met like your second or third cousins or?
I have met some second and
Yeah, on my
I think
dad's side.
second cousins, yeah.
How far, as far as your grandparents go, have you ever met your great grandparents or even your great grandparents?
Great grandparents, yes.
I don't think I met. Oh yeah, no. On my mom's side, I did. Yeah, and I knew. Yeah, I guess just my great. No, just my great grandparents.
I don't
Yeah,
really
same.
remember them, but I did.
I mean, your great grandparents would be your grandparents' grandparents, right?
Yeah,
or your grandparents'
that's-
parents.
That seems impossible.
Grandparents.
Yeah.
Wait,
They'd have to be
no,
like
your
200
grandpa-
years
your
old.
Your great. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
great
your
great would be
grandparents'
your grandparents' parents, right?
Correct.
Great. Yeah.
So because then it would be like one of your parents' great grandparents. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Either way, not gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not going to happen.
Anyway, back to it. I got my opinions. What do you guys think?
Have you seen Taylor, the comedian Taylor Tomlinson? She's funny. She's a young woman that does stand up, but she has a bit about like finding an old picture of your grandfather that you look at a little too long, and she's like, but you weren't related then, and she's like, anyway, it's pretty funny. Yeah, I mean, no, like there's like 8 billion, 9 billion people in the world. Like fucking, like, look around, get out
I guess
there.
it kind of depends on like what the relationship. Like, I mean, I have no idea who my third cousins are, but if it's somebody who does, if you have like a close knit family and everybody's always like, if it's somebody that has always come at Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatever, and they have that sort of like familial, and you like know them as a cousin. I don't know. I think that's kind of weird. But if it's somebody like maybe you haven't seen in a long time, maybe once.
What about someone, Brandon, that is, people oftentimes have like aunts and uncles that aren't related at all and have children, so they'd be like your cousin. But what about relationships that are striking up between like cousins?
Well, then you get into like, well, what about like step siblings and all that? Like,
my man.
I've seen movies that start that way.
Yeah, sister gets stuck in a washing machine, and
Yeah, no, the classic.
I do have follow-up questions to this, but it's kind of, I don't know. It's like, well, how do you know that you're the
Honestly,
third cousin and they don't? Or do you
as
both
soon
know,
as-
or does nobody know? But like, why would you even ask if you don't know?
As soon as you find out, I'd get the ick. Not like in a mean way. I'd just be like, this kind of feels weird.
Dude, it make Thanksgiving so fun when you show up together. Like, oh,
Oh,
We're going to the same spot.
Yeah, I mean,
At least we don't
know
have to split
yeah,
Christmas. You know,
it's not like
Listen,
a,
there
like
are
a first
benefits.
cousin situation, but it is still like it is like, oh yeah, how'd you meet? Oh, at a family reunion. You know, like
yeah. There's something taboo about it that's a little too risque
I
for
think it'd
me.
be hard. I mean, I guess it depends on how attractive they are, but
Also, honestly, like the big reason why you don't want to do that is genetics. Are you going to have kids? Because if you're not going to have kids, like who fucking cares? It's weird, but who fucking cares? If you're going to have
no,
kids, that could be fucked up. And
this
I know
is
that
saying
like
they share
genetically, like
small
there's
amounts.
it would be like very 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 small amount of deformities that could arise from that. But I would still be like, no, not worth it.
You were both in the same generation, separated from the common ancestor by 4 generations. I think it'd be fine.
would you guys personally date your third cousin?
I plead the fifth.
I would not. I would date your guys' third cousins though. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, but we're fourth cousins, and
Nice.
well, we all descended from Adam and Eve, so
Right, exactly. So there's at least some sort of lineage.
Hey, what did the voodoo guy tell us on the tour? We're all black cousins, brothers and sisters.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I dig that for sure.
It's like High Priest Roby told me that's okay.
yeah, I think there'd be like a mental thing, and also like just dealing with like your family stuff, and you know
The crazy thing is you know that this happens, right? This has to happen.
like look at the British royal family. Yeah, they're less than third cousins and all that. It's
Yeah.
but
Do you think
Everybody
that's
gives them parades.
this is going to harken back to a younger version of ourselves? But do you think that you would actively you would if you if you ended up hooking up with your third cousin, would you actively think about that part while hooking up in order to last longer?
like we have to prevent any deformities or
oh yeah.
yeah. I don't know. I
It makes my
depends
skin
on, like,
crawl.
what
It
your-
makes me go, ooh.
But then that's
Yeah.
the age of like still think about your you would still inadvertently think about your grandma or grandpa. That's going on. Oh,
well, wouldn't
I
that,
don't-
so you shared great grandparents, so that would mean your great grandparents and their great grandparents were like siblings or something, right? And then
Yes.
I don't know.
I'm terrible at lineage, so
Yeah, no, but that
I
makes
was
sense
just
though.
looking at
What
the
you're
AI
saying, Brenton.
overview.
Great grandparents were your great grandparents were sibs. Your grandparents were cousins. Your parents were second cousins. And that's the other thing. If it's gross that your parents do it, but it's not gross that you do it, that's a little too close to home. If you went like, ew, you kissed your cousin? You kissed your second cousin? I'm dating my third cousin. No, but it's cool because we're not second cousins.
Yeah, I do wonder like how far removed you can be to where it's like it is like there's not going to be any inbreeding.
They are, so you are considered distant relatives and they share roughly 1% of DNA. Usually, children of your parents, they are in the same generation of you. Usually, the children of your parents' second cousins.
I mean, I guess
Well,
it depends because you watch like that show.
Also,
What
what if
is
you're
that?
just
The one
shy
with-
and you're not, you said, Jake, you say plenty of fish and you're like, I'm just shy.
I'm just shy.
What's that? What's the? Is it the Finding Your Roots show with Henry Louis Gates that like where they like take famous people and go back?
Oh,
The
sure.
BBS,
Yeah.
So and you find out it's like, oh, Michelle Obama is third cousins with LeBron James or whatever. Like, you know, I'm just using that as an example. But
Sure,
like,
sure.
it wouldn't be weird if like Michelle Obama hooked up with LeBron James. Like, I don't know.
Wait, I'm trying to process what you just said.
I'm making stuff up. They're not related. But,
You heard it here first, folks. LeBron James and Michelle Obama are third cousins.
So there is
who
a-
hooked up.
There is a clip that showed up on this Google search almost immediately. And the show is called Family or Fiancé. On YouTube. It is February 9th, 2025. And it's being third cousins can't stop our love! Exclamation point.
See that like.
So
if
I'm
you-
gonna watch
yeah.
this after we stop recording.
I don't know. It still gives me the. I feel a little squirrely.
I
Makes
think
me
Matt
uncomfortable.
has his eye on a third cousin that
I know he's trying to. He's like, no, guys, it's okay.
Forbidden fruit, am I right?
No.
I don't know that I know any of my third. I don't know who my third cousins
Yeah.
would be.
this answer here. The username is Malodorous Nutsack. They say
That's ought to be good.
they say do it, man, bang your cousin.
See?
Like they skipped all the what is it called, like the the qualifying information about what kind of cousin it is. Like, I fucking man, bang your cousin.
And this
What is,
person responded saying, now that's a man who knows how to bang his cousin. And then the reply, somebody replied to say, can you take me higher?
Well, I am going to say we talked about this last week. Don't yuck somebody's yum.
I mean, yeah, this
That
is
is really, you must already have someone in his eye on. Oh man.
Bring back
You're
Jerry.
you're
Jerry.
less-
Jerry.
This person says you're less than 1% related. You may not even share any familial DNA sequences. Not a problem socially, genetically, morally.
No, socially it would be awkward because you'd have to go to like family reunions. Although do family reunions still exist?
Probably for
class
posh
reunions.
people.
Nobody does high
Who
school
can afford a
reunions anymore.
fucking
Like
family reunion?
I loved going to mine. There was in Idaho at my great uncle's ranch in Idaho. It was cool.
Yeah, people with ranches. Yeah, you got to have a family reunion at a ranch. That
I saw
makes
my
sense.
third cousin there.
Laying the
So,
groundwork.
this person
Did
says-
you wait? Who was the original? Who is the what are they called? OP. Who's the OP on this post?
They were their name
Yeah,
throw RA Jedi 101.
Matt. What's your Reddit post? What's your Reddit handle?
Jedi 102.
Well, this person that actually gives a smart answer. They say, as someone who's studied anthropology, co-sanguineous, aka cross cousin marriage, has been more prevalent historically than marrying a stranger. A third cousin is nowhere near having issues medically. If your culture accepts a relationship, go for it. If your culture doesn't, then you have to decide if it's worth it. So
That's really interesting. also, I wonder. Well, no, I mean, I guess that's interesting. Like, if you look at all of humanity, if it's more prevalent historically, you could just say, Matt, you could just say you're a traditional marriage. You're like, oh, I'm a traditional marriage. Oh, I'm a traditional.
Part of the British royal family. It's perfectly fine in my culture.
Yeah.
I like the other
Yeah.
do it, bang your cousin. I think I'm leaning more towards that side.
I mean, I guess, like, yeah, to that point, like, we don't know our third cousin, so, like, if you met a stranger and then you ended up, falling in love and getting married and starting a family, and then, like, hey, let's go on Ancestry for fun, and then you find out that you are third cousins, like, I mean, damage has been done. It's
This should be a Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Kissing.
I don't know. Like, I feel like,
my cousin under the mistletoe.
hopefully whatever relationship and family you established is stronger than, especially with the, because the immediate next like lookup is how taboo, basically, like, how taboo is this relationship, and hopefully you could withstand the sort of like tabooness of it.
It depends on where this person is coming from, because they say, is it weird that I find my third cousin, who I haven't met in years, sort of attractive? Like, are they attracted to them because they're their cousin, or?
Well, that's a good point. If we keep assuming that you don't know, and then suddenly you know, and they're like, "Hey, there's my third cousin." I'm not gonna hit it.
We already have some common ground.
Third cousin marriages are not considered incestuous or socially taboo. So say it. Genealogy explained. I looked up how many third cousins are married in the U.S. and they say it's not. That's not readily available.
Yeah,
but they say first and second cousin marriages make up 0.2% of America's marriages. So you can actually track. If you can track first and second, that number's higher. That number's higher.
So can you marry your great-great-grandparent?
Oh. Brandon brings up a really good point.
I mean, there's a Reddit
Touche.
here from Gibber Design.
Is
It
it
says
weird that I find
1.7.
my great-great-grandma attractive?
No, you should definitely hit that. You should bang your grandma.
Look, you guys are being rude about all this.
Yeah.
My great-great-grandma, who I haven't met in years because she's been dead for the last 80 years.
I haven't seen in ages.
Look, when you know, you know.
The heart wants what it wants.
Yeah, listen. Who are we to stand in its way? This might be a good time to cut it off. Oh, man.
All right. Well, listeners, let us know if you find your cousins attractive. And but thank you all for listening, and thank you to our loyal patrons for supporting this show. If you haven't already, head over to Patreon at patreon.com/qualifiednonsense to show your support and catch some exclusive content, including our new show, Qualified Nonsense After Dark. Watch us over on YouTube at youtube.com/@qualifiednonsense. Also, feel free to send any questions or comments to qualifiednonsense@gmail.com, or hit us up on our socials found on our or on our Discord, found in the episode description. After you've done all that, please also rate, review, share, like, and subscribe on your podcast app of choice. We'll see you back here next week for another brand new episode of Qualified Nonsense.
And for our Vietnamese listeners, tam biet.
Oh,
That means
ta-ta.
goodbye.
Well said.
Well, you just said